Hello, everyone. Hello, how can you just let me know you can hear me, guys? Just say hi. Hope everyone's well this morning. Hi, Priyanka. Hi, Guku. Hi, Hassan. Got a few more people joining. That's great. Just say hello, guys, so I can see you. Just make sure I can hear you. Or you can hear me more like. Excellent. Okay, cool. I think we're in. Hi, Radha. Hi, Tamana. Okay, good. Right, cool. So, hello, everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good morning so far. If you don't know who I am, my name's Tom. I'm the founder of TJ Tutors. We're going to be going through today some techniques that you can use as part of a setting description. So I'm going to be hosting this live on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. We're also on the private grammar school information group. Thanks to Deep and Mitu for letting me join. Just want to see who's here. Just say hello when you're joining, so we're all in. That'd be great. Hi, guys. Who else is here? Hi, Regiswari. Hi, Christine. Hi, Joshua and Joshika. Excellent. Loads of people joining. Good stuff. Right. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to be working on building up our ability to describe a setting. Okay, so what I want to work on with you today is just a quick way that you can start to kind of plan effectively and just make sure that you're getting all of those techniques into your writing. Okay, so we're going to be using an image prompt to help us today, and we're going to be working on using the 5 senses, simile, metaphors, and personification, because these are kind of the main sort of writing techniques that you use when it comes to doing descriptive writing. There are others, absolutely, but these are just some of my favorites. So we're going to start working on this. So guys, what we're going to do is, if you can create something like this on your page, that'd be brilliant. Try and do it in the middle of the page. Try and do it also on a landscape piece of paper. In the middle would be good, guys, because I just want to make sure that we've got enough space. Okay. Right. So let's just get started then. Just drawing that on your page. Say hello when you're joining, guys. Hi, Rianshi. Hi, Arjun. Just to make sure everyone's in. Everyone can see me. Everyone can hear me. Hi, Lilia. Hi, Neil. Hi, Aim. Hi. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Right. So what we're going to do is the following. I'm going to get you set up here. Okay, so just make sure you've got this on your screen or on your page somewhere. Just give me a thumbs up when we've done that, guys, just so I know who has managed to get that done. Hi, Sanjay. Thanks for joining, guys. So I've got some of my current students as well, which is good to see, guys. Extracurricular on a Saturday morning. That shows your dedication. Hi, Mimi. Okay, cool. Right, are we all good? We've got this written down on our page. Give me a thumbs up if we have. Hopefully we have. Okay, cool. Hi, Ardil. Excellent. Brilliant. Thanks for letting me know, Sanjay. Done. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Right. So this mind map will be useful for pretty much any descriptive writing you've got to do. Okay. So if you can start to use some of these techniques, really, it's just going to help you no end. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to get us working on is some of the 5 senses. Okay, so if we were to write a description about this kind of eerie, spooky looking house, we need to get vocabulary. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to do, and I want you to do this in the chat as well as on the page, so it's going to be a bit of work for you because I want to see what you guys are doing as well. Start thinking some vocabulary. Okay, now you might have heard of VCOP, vocabulary connectives, openness and punctuation. We want to be working on understanding these different techniques, but vocabulary is really important to include. Okay, so I've just given you some words here on the page to get you thinking. Try to think about words that you could use to describe this setting, and I want to see a few of these in the chat as well, guys, because I want to see what people are doing too. So if you can just kind of share with me what you're writing, as well as putting it onto your mind map, so you're making sure it's there. And this is going to go in the 5 senses section of your mind map as well, guys, because it is going to be part of what we can see. Okay, I'm going to get onto the other senses in a minute, but the vocabulary is going to be kind of the things that we can see immediately. We use the 5 senses. We use the sense of sight more than any other sense. Okay, well, if you think about any setting description, it's using sight. So we've got to think of vocabulary. Okay, so that's adjectives, nouns, adverbs, verbs. Try and write down some ideas for me. Let's see what you guys can come up with for me. What have we got? Supernatural, maybe. That's lovely. Really, really good. What other words can you think of when you see this picture? Who's got some high-level words for me? What else can we think of? So we're just jotting some of these down, I hope. Derelict, archaic, gargantuan, misty, foggy, overgrown, spooky, unusual. What other words can we think of, guys? What other words? Oh, caliginous. Yeah, good. Peculiar, colossal. Really, really good. Ancient, Nilpa. That's great. Good stuff, guys. Ghostly, Rianchi, that's really good work. Good work. Okay. Right. So, hang on a second. Okay, cool. So, once we've got some vocabulary to think of, once we've got some of those ideas, then we want to make sure that we've got the next part, which is the other five senses. Okay, so think of now adding some ideas for smells. So could it be rotting flesh, a toxic stench, decaying plants, manure? Can you feel the crumbling walls, the icy iron gates, the smooth stone, the marble of the walls? Can you feel the icy chill of fear? Can you taste the choking smoke? Or maybe there's a sweet perfume or the smell of vomit or death in the air. Can you hear howling cries, chiming bells, creaking doors? So just start thinking of some of these different techniques here, guys. I just want to make sure everyone can see me in both of my groups. Can you guys see the screen? Just tell me you can see the screen, okay? So I think I'm on another group and it might be not showing it properly. Okay, it is. That's fine. That's good. Unbelievably dusty castle. That's great. Good work, Zahi. That's lovely. What else can we see? Oh, sorry, smell, feel, taste. What other things can you see, smell, feel? Nauseous, feeling nauseous. Good. Gloomy, well, that's great. Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Vir. You can see me. Trails of leaves on the ground. Really, really good. What else, guys? What else can you feel, smell? A musty smell, Tamana. That's great. Really, really good. So hopefully we're just writing a few of these down. Obviously, the sessions are going to be recorded, so you can go back and kind of go through these. Now, the next thing we've got to make sure we're doing, just going back to this, is we've got to start thinking of some similes, okay? Some figurative language. Similes involving color, temperature, atmosphere are best for spooky writing. Okay, so the clouds were as black as something. The light pierced through the fog like a stabbing knife. The walls howled like an unsettled ghost. We've got here as spooky as a suspicious ghost. So lots of words, lots of ideas to get you thinking. Try and get some similes now for me, guys. Try and get some similes. What can you think of here? What similes can we think of? See if you can share me some ideas. There's some great ideas here, guys. Cloaked in a blanket of darkness. That's really good, Argina. The musty aroma of decaying leaves. Great work. The dancing bushes. Yeah, good. Great ideas, guys. It was as dark as a storm. Yeah, it was as dark as the eye of a storm, Sigapi, you could do. As dark as the eye of a storm. So the eye of the storm is right in the center, is kind of the middle of the storm. Really good. Similes. What else can we think of? As big as a blue whale. Yeah, good. So rather than saying as big, try and use a higher level word than big. So things like as gargantuan as a blue whale. As ancient as time, Nilpa. That's lovely. Really good. Lovely ideas, guys. Really, really nice. Okay, Mohammed, the tip of the tower was like a spear. Yeah, good. Really nice. Like a bloody spear. How about that? So you got some blood in there. Make it creepy. Make it kind of unsettling. The walls were as dark as ashes. Love that. Really good. Hi, Ramya. Can see you joined. It was as glum as a purring cat. I love that, Zahi. That's great. I've got loads of my students in. That's awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. Right. So we've got some similes. We've got to think about now some metaphors. Okay. So metaphors, obviously, like as for similes, metaphors are a stronger form of figurative technique. In the form of verbs, it's a really easy, quick way to make the writing come alive. Okay. So obviously this is personification. We're going to get onto personification because obviously personification is a form of metaphor. But the first thing we want to start thinking about, if you're struggling with metaphors, if you're struggling with personification, think of verbs that human beings do, or that something that's animated does, and then you can start to create sentences just using verbs to make it into metaphorical imagery. Okay, so the branches whipped and grasped at the window. Yeah, try and think of things that could be. Okay, the house was a graveyard, you know. The trees were a carpet of green. What could we get here? Yeah, so Mohammed, you put the trees were talking about the deaths they've seen. So why don't you say, so rather than talking, create more intrigue, create more kind of fear. The trees were whispering of death. Yeah, whispering of death, or chattering, or muttering deathly chants, something like that maybe. That's good. So cheers. The castle was as dark as a black hole. Lovely. Yeah, for me, the inside was as cold as winter. That's great. Good ideas. You don't need my help. You guys are getting it already. It was a king's tombstone. Love that, Mimi. That's great. There's loads of great ideas here, guys. You're doing really well. That's really good to see. What else have we got? The castle cackled, Dane. Lovely. The trees eerily combed the archaic windows. Very nice. Yeah, the walls were as dark as ashes, Rianchi. That's brilliant. Really good work. So how can we make that into a metaphor? Yeah, and for me, the inside was as cold as winter. Inside was a cold winter. That's what you can say for that one. Yeah. So thinking of similes and turning them into metaphors is another way of getting your metaphors in, because I think we sometimes struggle a bit with metaphors and personification. Right, personification, next of all. Okay, so again, it brings a great sense of atmosphere. It really makes your personification, it really makes the piece kind of quite creepy when we've got things like the house watched the girl as she approached. Yeah, clawing branches, the observant moon, the yawning windows. Yeah, because it's kind of, again, that groaning sound, howling, creeping, lurking. Lovely ideas here to get you thinking. Share some of yours as well, guys, because I want to see what everyone's got. Really, really great ideas. It was a nightmare. Really good. Akshma, the trees whispered quietly of the mysterious deaths in the forest. Good work. Lovely ideas, guys. So we've got here, the sky screamed as I stepped. Yeah. The trunks of the trees groaned. Yeah. Or maybe the branches of the trees groaned, Zahi, because the trunks is going to be kind of very static. The tops might be groaning because they're kind of getting pushed around and they're struggling. That creates more of an image there. Yeah, good. So Mohammed, the pale moon stared creepily at us. Lovely ideas. What else have we got? Sheba, the door screeched as if warning not to enter. Yeah, that's nice, actually. The trees whispered quietly. The wind screamed as the trees waved, Argina. The wind screeched. Lovely work. Really good. Okay, good. Right, so we're getting some ideas. Hopefully we're getting a few of these ideas on our mind maps as well. The trees danced in the wind, Aim. That's great. Good stuff. So we just had a little quick kind of overview of some of the different techniques you can put into this, okay? So this is the first, I mean, realistically, when you're doing these kind of assessments for creative writing, you probably want to, I mean, depending how long you get, if you get half an hour, I'd suggest doing 5 minutes of planning. If you get an hour, some schools will, you have an hour, 10 minutes planning, because honestly, it's going to be so much easier if you've got a big, nice, solid plan, and then you've got to write consistently for 25 or 50 minutes, okay? Really, really important that you're doing that. What else have we got here? The branches of the trees waved. Lovely. Any others? Any others whilst you're writing and thinking? Okay, I think we've got a few there. Right, okay, cool. So the next thing we want to be thinking about, once we've got our vocabulary, got our 5 sentences, similes, metaphors, personification, we've got to start to structure it, okay? Now, one thing that we do a lot of in my classes, those of you that are logged on will agree, we work a lot on things like zooming in, okay? So you want to focus in and take the reader on a bit of a journey. You've got to think about your writing a bit like being a piece of cinema for your reader. You've got to kind of show the reader different images and take them on a bit of a journey. So if we're going through this piece of writing, well, you could start by describing the trees for a couple of sentences. Then you could focus on the path up to the house. Now, obviously, you can't see a path. That's why I said use your imagination, because all image prompts are there to prompt you, right? You can bring some things in, small animals. I mean, you can't like bring a crate like a dragon or a meteorite in or something like that, but you can certainly bring in kind of different elements. So if there's a path, there might be a path. Maybe you're following up the path as you go up, okay? So you don't have to just describe what's in the image all the time, okay? What have we got here? So the gloomy grey moon looked down on me as soon as I stepped on the doorstep. Lovely, UK. That's great. Really good. So this is what we want to start doing, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a plan for how you can start to approach this. Okay. So if you were to have to write a description based on this picture, first thing you got to do is you got to write your title. Okay. Let's hear some ideas for titles. What titles could we give this? What title? Let's just share some titles in the comments. What titles could you give this? What could I give this as a title? We'll just put Eerie House in the middle on the mind map, but what could you call it? What do we think? Be bold, someone. Someone give me a title to work with. The Eerie House, okay. The House of Ghosts. Nice. Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to go the gloomy, eerie block of bricks. Okay, nice. I like that. Okay, good. The derelict house. I do like the House of Ghosts, Rianchi. I think that's a really nice one. The House Full of Screams. Lovely. So, yeah, making a metaphor into your actual title was really good as well. Okay, so just going back to this. So, what you want to start to do, if you were going to try and structure this, you want to be arriving at the house. Now, you don't really want a backstory if you're doing some kind of story where you've got something like this, because I think a lot of the time we find that we have to kind of have this complete story with an arching narrative that kind of goes through. You don't really need that. You just need to be there. You're there in the moment. You don't need to give me any backstory, okay? And if you do, like a sentence, focus on what's there in front of you. Then you can start to describe the building, what it looks like. What do the trees in the garden look like? Could you get a simile to describe them? Are they like dancing devils, or do they look like creatures in the night? What do they remind you of? How do you feel as you stretch forward to open the gate? What's going through your head? Okay, so you're going to write as much detail as you can. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll start working on our first paragraph, and I want you to use this to help you here, okay? As I approached the grounds, I noticed a peculiar smell. Okay, so that's going to be your first sentence. What other titles have we got here? Flabbergasted Night. I like that, Sunita. The Abominably Isolated Castle. Zahi, that's great. The Abandoned Castle. Yeah, nice. So we want to start with this, okay? So I'm just going to leave this on the screen for you guys. Try and share some ideas as well. The House of Spirits, Nilpa, that's great. The Mysterious, Lilia, I like that. Do ghosts exist? Actually, that's quite a question. Nice. Okay, cool. The Castle of Graves, Tamana, that's good. The Church of Devils, like that movie. That's really good. Okay, cool. So just start now with your first few sentences. Okay. You arrive at the house, and what I'm doing here is I'm getting you to do something called self-questioning. Okay. So how would you feel if you were there? You know, how do you feel as you go forward to stretch your arm out to open the gate? What's going through your head? What do the trees look like? Is there a smell in the air? You know, Mohammed, the smell of dry blood and a sense of death haunted me. That's really nice. Really, really good. The castle on top of Okay, guys, sorry, I think we had a little bit of a dip in connectivity there. Can you just tell me you're here, guys? Just tell me you can hear me. Hopefully that's giving you a bit of time to do a bit of writing there as well. Just give me a thumbs up so I know we're back on, guys. You can hear me, you can see me. Here, yeah, okay, cool. Hello, okay, cool. Right, we're back in. Right, sorry about that. Excellent. So, the first thing you do, as I've said, you arrive at the house, you describe the building, what it looks like. You get some of these ideas from that mind map, okay? Start thinking about some of these ideas. It's all good and well writing all these things down, but if you're not using them and putting them into sentences, there's no point to do that, okay? So make sure that you're looking at what you've written here, some of these ideas, some of these different techniques. The first part is obviously arriving at the house, thinking about the smell, the senses, all these different things here. And then once you've done that, you've got to jump into your second paragraph. Okay, so your second paragraph, think about what are your thoughts. How does your body respond as you open the door? Okay, so this is where we're getting into show, not tell, right? You don't want to say, oh, I was really scared as I walked through the door. I was so frightened. Okay, because that's not good writing. Talk about your quivering hand that can't quite hold the door properly. Talk about the uncontrollable tremors that rush through your body. Okay. As you enter, what are the first things you see? You might not even see something. You might hear something or smell something. The other senses are really, really important to think about because it makes more intrigue. It creates more mystery. Okay, so there's just some things to think about there. Which rooms do you go in? What do you see there? Are there any signs of life? Anyone who lived there before? Do you dare to go upstairs? Can you hear something as you go up? Okay, so you've got some ideas there to get you thinking. Once you've done that, obviously, you're going to think about the last part, okay? So the last part is where you've got to start building it to kind of the crescendo, the climax, okay? Suddenly, there's a strange noise coming from somewhere, the basement, the attic. Think about what it sounds like. How do you react? What's racing through your mind? Did you get any photographs? Have you taken some photographs? And can you look at the photographs and maybe something appears behind you? What happens next? So guys, what we've got here is we've got just kind of like a rough paragraph plan. And what you can do is you can go through this video after I finish and you can start to kind of work on answering some of these bullet points and getting you thinking about how you can just structure this in a bit more of an interesting way, okay? But the thing you need to do with the setting description is you've got to make sure you're getting all those techniques in. And the most important thing is you're taking the reader on a journey, okay? So follow the path, head into the house, and almost delay the information, okay? We don't want to be kind of giving everything away at once. And this is why we do things like we talk about the smells, we talk about how our body responds, because you don't just want to blurt it all out. You don't just I walked in and I saw a ghost, because that's telling, right? We want to be showing, slowly giving the information, okay? And that's done through the use of senses, that's done through the use of imagery, and it's done through the use of raising tension by creating suspenseful writing that's not giving everything away. You delay it. This is where we're thinking about all these different things here. Then something does happen, okay? And how do you react? Because if you show how you react, don't just say I was scared. If you say that my heart was beating like a drum, I had sweat pouring down my temple, that in itself, as the reader is reading it, is going to make them want to keep going, keep pushing forward to find out what happens. So that creates intrigue, okay? So hopefully that's been useful for you guys. Now, again, like I said, this will be available as a recording on the groups, so you can watch this. Now, next week, guys, we've actually got a half-term program that we've got coming up, so you can contact me on these details here. This is my number, this is my email address, and what we're going to do is we're going to be going through lots of different things. You can actually access the link here to book on, which is www.tjtutors.co.uk/books-half-term, and you can access that there. Now, what this looks like is as follows. Okay, so our half-term program is here. We've got two groups. First group is Monday 28th of October 9 to 11:30, and Tuesday 29th. Monday 28th, Tuesday 29th, 9 to 11:30. 2.5 hours each day. Within the 5 hours, you'll be looking at sensory writing, mastering literary techniques, tension through sentence structures, effective planning. We're looking at some persuasive writing, how you can use that in speeches and letters. And then the same for group 2. Now, what I've done is I've actually differentiated the lessons. So if you did want to join for any 2 days, you can. If you join for one group, that's fine. And then if you really enjoyed it, you can join for group 2. I've created different lessons for that. So we've had lots of success. We've had schools all over the country, lots of great schools where we've been getting students the results that they need. And you can join our program for half term. 1 day is £50. 2 days is £80, or you can book all 4 of those 2.5 hour sessions for just £140. All the sessions will be recorded. You'll also have a video marked assessment as well. So you can go through the feedback I'm going to give you, and there's lots of resources and everything like that to kind of get your child where they need to be. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. These are some of the results that we get all across the board. We do really well with this. But yes, so if you're interested in joining our half-term program, you can access it here, or you can access it by contacting me here. But hopefully we've enjoyed that today. We've got something from that in our spooky setting description. Please let me know how you found that session, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will finish there. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if I don't see any of you before, have a great Halloween.